What's going on, guys? Let's do some double babbles. So, we eventually did hit Master Ball tier, although that was off camera. Woo! Finally hit it. Here's our first opponent. Let's see what they got. Alright, so Galarian Moltres, Kartana, Entei, Nilego, I think that's how you say it, Urshifu, and Whimsicott. So, I see 3 physical, 2 special, and whatever Whimsicott wants to do to set up. Unfortunately, I can't burn Entei, but that's alright. I think Whimsicott and Heatran might be a good lead here. I think Corsola will be good in the back. And I think we're gonna bring Dracozolt for our last Pokemon. Because what I'm thinking is Dracozolt's got high horsepower, which will hit Nilego 4 times super effective for very hard damage. It's got the Volt Beak for Galarian Moltres. If I pick up speed, that base power is going to double. It's got, well, it's basically got a lot in its back pocket right there. So my opponent's leading Entei and Whimsicott, which is nice because I have Heatran and Whimsicott. Okay, so the question is, what does Entei want to do? So Entei is more of a physical based, but if it's running special, my Whimsicott could be in trouble. So I think I'm going to protect. I'm expecting maybe a Tailwind from their Whimsicott or a Taunt. So we'll protect mine. Because of Prankster, I should switch a route. Okay, that looks like eject button stuff. Alright. This should be an interesting one already. It's not often I get to see a switcheroo off Whimsicott. That said, it's gone. And they did try to go for a Sacred Fire into my Whimsicott, so that's making me think a Fake Tears Earth Power into Entei might be... Actually, I think we're going to change of plans, and I think we are going to try to get rid of the Urshifu before anything else. So we're going to Tailwind here. Sacred Fire's got a 50-50% chance of burning, so it will highly likely bring me down to my Sash. Okay, so if my opponent's going for a Sacred Fire here, then Whimsicott is gone. But I have my Tailwind. Okay, so I lost Whimsicott, but I have my Tailwind. Yeah, the crit really mattered apparently. Said nobody ever. I'm gonna bring out Corsola here. Until Entei is gone, Dracozolt is scared of that Entei, because I really do not need Dracozolt to be burned. So I'm gonna Dynamax and go for a Max Quake into Urshifu, because Heatran is scared of that. And as far as Corsola goes, I'm going to String Stop the Entei. If Corsola takes damage, awesome. If not, I get a negative attack drop on my opponent. So that's basically the plan right there. Try to get rid of Urshifu, and then have Corsola annoy Entei. I think that's a pretty solid plan. Have Corsola annoy people. So Heatran is going to get rid of this Urshifu, which is good. Urshifu did scare Heatran, and now that Urshifu is gone, Heatran can turn its attention to Entei. Whatever the 4th Pokemon is, I can have Corsola go after that. Unless it's Moltres, then I'm in a bad spot. Corsola dodges the Sacred Fire, which is nice. and we're going to get that negative drop into Entei. And it's Nilbego. Okay, so a Rock Poison and a Fire type versus a Steel Fire and a Ghost. We're going to get rid of Entei first, and then that way Dracozolt is in the back with the potential to get rid of Nilbego if something happens to Heatran here. So my opponent is going to Dynamax. I think this is Entei. I didn't really pay attention to the balls when they were first coming out. Oh no, it's Nilbego. Okay, so I still have my speed advantage here. I'm not too worried. Heatran should be able to get rid of Entei here. And there's no Protect from Entei, so this is going to be big damage. And both Heatran and Corsola are getting special defense boosts here. So Corsola should be able to live whatever's coming, and Heatran should be able to live what's coming. So there's a Max Rockfall. Oh yeah, we are more than somewhat here. The Max Rockfall did nothing to Heatran, and the only ones that get tormented by the sand here is the Entei and the Corsola. Snow's not gonna matter at all. Entei is pretty much down at this point, and Corsola's got the Icy Wind, so Nilbego is gonna go slower. So I've pretty much given Dracozolt everything it needs. Entei goes down to Sand. So even at -1 special attack, Heatran's Earth Power should be significantly more than enough to get rid of this Nilbego. I could see the Max Guarding to burn out my last turn of Dynamax. If they do, that's still not going to stop the fact that a Earth Power will come the follow-up turn. So we're just going to go for Nightshade. Not really much Corsola needs to do here. So there is the Max Guard. They are going to stall out my last turn. That said, they're going to be taking a 4 times super effective ground type attack next turn. So I'm not concerned. I'm at +2 special defense, really. So I have, like, Heatran has very good defenses. Base-wise, I think I want to say it's something like base 106 in both defense and special defense. So neutral hits to Heatran, especially if it's got boosts, are not going to scare it at all. And there's no weakness policy on that Nilbego. Once it shrinks down, basically Dracozolt is going to have a field day with a high horsepower. So Corsola took that, no problem. Heatran took barely any damage. So it's more or less just a matter of getting rid of this thing. I'm going to Stream Snap with Corsola. Heatran's going to hit it. Yeah, see the big difference right there is now that Dynamax is worn off. That's doing nothing. The Meteor Beam coming here is going to give it a special attack boost, but unless it's Power Herb, okay, so it is Power Herb. But the problem is you only get one shot with Power Herb. So look at Corsola go right there. And there's Cursed Body. Insult to injury. Corsola is going to Strength Sap. The attack drop doesn't matter. The HP does. That was still a significant chunk of HP right there that Corsola got back. Nilbego does not have a very high physical attack stat, so Strength Sap is not as effective, but at the end of the day, doesn't matter. So my opponent has forfeited their good game to my opponent, good match, and let's see what else we can find. Alright, so look, an opposing Heatran. So my opponent's got Metagross, Landorus, Tapu Fini, Heatran, Cresselia, and Glastier. So, my opponent can... Actually, I think this might be more hardcore Trick Room than... Yeah, I think this is hardcore Trick Room right here. I don't really see any way of boosting speed aside from Landorus's... aside from maybe Landorus using Max Airstream. Alright, I think we're going to go Heatran and Whimsicott for Fake Tears. I think... Actually... No, I think we're gonna go Corsola Heatran with Lapras in the back and Tyranitar. Because I want to try something. I don't know how good this is gonna work. I don't know if it's gonna do me any good, but I want to try this. If it works, it's gonna be awesome. If it doesn't, well, I deserve what's coming to me then. So this Heatran's ability is Flash Fire. Will-O-Wisp, Rock, Flash Fire. And that's a Landorus. I don't think I'm going to try that. I really do not think that's a good idea. Okay. I think we are going to Max Guard. And I think we are going to try burning the Landorus instead. It to try Will-O-Wisp Flash Fire ideas. When I was initially building this team, and before I put Corsola on it, I had Sableye with the idea of Prankster Flash Firing myself, but it just didn't really... I never really got an opportunity to try it. So my opponent's going for an ally switch. Landorus is going to go for an Earthquake. Corsola's the only one taking anything from this. Unfortunately, Cresselia is going to be the target of the Will-O-Wisp now, but that Cursed Body proc into the Earthquake is huge, because now Landorus won't be able to Earthquake my Heatran right away. So I think here, we're going to aim a Steel Spike at Cresselia, with the intention of it maybe ally switching and Landorus taking this. But on the off chance that it doesn't, I'm going to Strength Sap into the Landorus slot. I'm assuming my opponent's going to substitute, or switch out their Landorus. Okay, so they're going to Dynamax. Now, here's a learning lesson for me, because like I mentioned in the last Corsola video, I don't really use Disable a lot, and it turns out, yes, even if the base move is disabled, unless it's got a different move. So, that Max Quake is going to be nasty. Yep, that was nasty. That said, I'm going to get the Steel Spike into Cresselia, and Corsola is going to get a defense boost, because Heatran is definitely going down here, unfortunately. I don't really see any realistic way of keeping Heatran healthy, but what I do see is Corsola at least getting some good HP back out of this Strength Sap. So there's the -1 attack drop into Landorus. Now he knows I'm Will-O-Wisp, so he might try to ally switch next turn to protect his Landorus. I feasibly don't see Heatran really doing much good for me. So I'll try to Steel Spike again. And this time I'm gonna Icy Wind. I'm gonna hold off on the Icy Wind. I'm going to... And I'm still gonna try to Will-O-Wisp this Landorus. I have a feeling he's gonna try to switch out. Okay, so Ally Switch is there. Unfortunately, that sucks about my my Will-O-Wisp, but I'm not too concerned. Thanks to the -1 attack drop, that Airstream did nothing to Corsola. So let's see how this goes. The nice thing is, I do get some Steel Spike damage into Landorus. Fortunately, with Cresselia already being burned, yeah, I already addressed that, but anyways. The nice thing is the burn and the leftovers are going to basically cancel each other out. So I think just for the sake of it, I'll try a Heat Wave, and I'm also going to go for an Icy Wind here. We saw that it's Life Orb Landorus. It's a little bit of chip into both of them, and it'll bypass any potential ally switch. And I'm running out of water. So there's the ally switch again. You know what? Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. Again, shame on me. There's a Max Quake into Heatran. Yeah. 6 HP. I really can't say anything there. But the nice thing is, so he's +2 special defense. I'm going to reduce his speed back to neutral. And I did bring some of my slower mons to this battle, so basically I can do some spread damage this way. I'm expecting the Cresselia to have some variant of recovery. It'll probably have Moonlight. I'm going to bring out Tyranitar for a little bit of sand damage into Corsola, and then this way too, Tyranitar will be able to probably, and I gotta say this sparingly, because the last time I thought Tyranitar was going to live something, it went down. So in theory, Tyranitar should be able to live a -1 Earthquake. There's the helping hand. Tyranitar is probably dying here. I got greedy. So let's see how much this does. The nice thing is Corsola's at least at +1. Ooh, we survived. Barely, but Tyranitar survived. That weakness policy is gonna help very good. I can't talk. So Landorus is gone. I still gotta get through 2 other completely healthy Pokemon. And yeah, there's only so much Corsola can do. I only got the Steel Spike boost into Corsola. I didn't get any Max Quakes, so if it's something that's specially oriented, that could be a problem for Corsola. So, let's see who's coming out. If this is Galarian Moltres, Corsola is dead. Oh, it's Metagross. Okay. So Tyranitar is going to protect here. And I am going to try Strength Sapping the Cresselia to get some HP back into Corsola, because I'm expecting maybe an ally switch here. So there was no ally switch there. Getting the Strength Sap into Cresselia. So let's see how much this gives me back. I'll take that. So now my opponent has set Trick Room. Base speed wise, Tyranitar is slower than Metagross. So it's a question of how did they IV and EV this Metagross. Am I going to be slower or am I going to be faster? That is a question I gotta figure. So it is a risk, unfortunately. I could try to double protect, but that just seems incredibly foolish. So I haven't seen a protect off of this Corsola, and I know Metagross will have an interesting dynamic with Corsola, so let's see how this goes. So there's the ally switch. Corsola is gonna get the Nightshade into Metagross, which is okay. It's damage I need it. Tyranitar is faster, so that will get rid of Corsola. That's big. Corsola was the biggest problem that I had right here. Metagross flinched. That's very good. So let's find out who the third, or the fourth and final Pokemon is. Blastreer. Okay, so this thing's more of a threat to me than Metagross because it is going to be even slower than Tyranitar. So we're going to try to Will-O-Wisp it. If I get the Will-O-Wisp, that will help in the long run because Corsola is going to have to be very cautious with how it plays out. Because the last time I battled a Corsola team, I got a little too greedy, and I probably should have tried to recover Corsola's HP more than I should have. So I'm going to try to bait this out. Corsola lands the Will-O-Wisp, which is good, so assuming this is not Lumberry, that's huge. If this is Lumberry, that's a problem. If it's not, we're fine. So Metagross went for the Iron Head into Corsola. Glastrier tried to Heavy Slam Tyranitar. So I think Lapras can go toe-to-toe with Metagross here. I think Corsola is going to try to farm down Glastrier's attack stat just a little bit more. So my opponent must think I'm going after Metagross with Will-O-Wisp, which is smart of them to try to avoid. So now we're going to end up getting into some interesting dynamics here with Protect. So there's the Heavy Slam into Tyranitar. Tyranitar survived with 2 HP. That's awesome. Tyranitar is definitely trying to make up and compensate for that last battle it went down in. Unfortunately, though, how many turns of Trick Room do we have left, actually? This is the last turn of Trick Room. You know what, in case this thing does go for Corsola, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it in case they try to double up on Corsola. Let's see if we can get this Rock Slide. So there's the Will-O-Wisp into Metagross. So now 2 physically oriented attackers are now burned. So the attack did go into Corsola. That was a crit, so we are in a very good spot. There's the Rock Slide. Metagross flinched. Oh my god, Tyranitar. Tyranitar is pulling its weight this time. Okay, we're gonna protect Tyranitar. Because we're just gonna try this. Glastrier is going to go down to its burn. So I'm gonna try to Strength Sap the Metagross this turn. Oh my god, I can't get over Tyranitar tanking that with 2 HP. It had 41 and it survived with 2 HP. Oh, Tyranitar. Alright, and there we go. I am very happy with that. Good game to my opponent. I really liked the ally switch dynamic that they had, and as I'm going forward with this more, I do realize that I will have to watch out for that. Earlier today when I was doing a practice match, and Alolan Marowak, of all things, used ally switch. So that is one reason why I am very grateful for having 2 different Pokemon with Rock Slide. It's why I'm very grateful for Icy Wind for the little bit of spread damage on Corsola. Anyways, guys, that's where I'm going to leave this battle, or this video, sorry, for today. If you liked the video, please hit that like button. If you want to subscribe, feel free to do so. If not, feel free to check out my, my other content. And anyways, on the final note, thank you for watching. I will see you next time.